Good afternoon, colleagues. I hope that you are having a phenomenal day. I am Dr. Otis Clayton, TP901, the turnaround principal coming out the 901. So we have been doing a series on the keys to turnaround. So here's the next key. And as I stated, that this is a video for school leaders, not just principals, but there are also leaders within the school building. Those of you who have influence on teachers and colleagues and staff members in your school, because we want to ultimately shape the lives of our young people. And that's the reason why we do what it is that we do. So what I'm giving is some research-based practices, using a pragmatic approach, and also sharing some of my experience so that I can help school leaders overcome challenges to obstacles that they face to increase student achievement and growth. So today is our second key is feed the lead. So feeding the lead means how are you working with your administrative team? So the administrators that I have in my building, I set the expectation for what instruction will look like on a day-to-day basis in our building. So I do that by having them walk with me as a team, individually and collectively as a team. We go into classrooms and we have look fors for the beginning of class, transition into activities, as well as ending the class. I give them the things that I'm looking for observation and feedback. And I do use Leverage Leadership's observation and feedback. So it's the first book, but the 6 steps to effective feedback is a model that I stick to. When I'm giving teachers feedback prior to them coming into the meeting, I pull that and I script out the questions that I want to ask teachers based on what I saw in the classroom and what the next steps would be. So observation and feedback is something that they observe that I do. I also talk about instructional practices. So we have some instructional practices around literacy that we've implemented at our school, and we use cycles of professional learning to get that done and to build shared leadership with our teachers. So we have teacher leaders in different areas of math, science, English, and social studies, and they lead professional development and learning. And then we go into the classrooms to see how other teachers who have been exposed to that experience of professional learning implement those practices. And we also have class management is very important. So I'll share two quick things and then I end the video. But I did have an opportunity to meet with a parent today who had a concern. Well, we had a concern because her child had not been completing assignments. And for me, that's insubordination. So the parent meeting was a result of the child's action of not completing the assignment. But it led to much more. And as the administrators were in the building in the room with me, it is not okay for students to not do work. So it is equivalent to me coming to work and just sitting in the office all day. And as you can see, I can't do that because it gets extremely hot as you are giving teachers feedback and going through and just monitoring the things that are going on in the building on a day to day. So I think that's extremely important for them to see me in that model, in that role of how I hold high expectations for students. And the second thing is we had an example of a teacher leader. We had finished a cycle of professional learning, and so we do the PD. Teachers are exposed to the instructional practice. The teacher leaders lead it. We have an opportunity for teachers to implement that without fault. So it's not a punitive thing, but it's simply coaching to help you get better. And so in this particular instance, the teacher leader who had performed the professional development had worked with her colleague only hours before we had gone in to do the non the we call it safe practice. So the teacher had an opportunity to do safe practice. The teacher leader had gone by to help her colleague. And so when I went in with the teacher leader, it still was a flop. And so when we met in the post conference, it was heated. They went back and forth. They were standing up. And so I just let it play out. And so I had an opportunity to work with the teacher leader and just saying some things that could have done better. But the teacher leader was right, because what happened without them implementing the instructional practice that they had been trained for, that they had received feedback on, not once, not twice, but 3 times, we lose opportunities to extend students' learning to increase their achievement and their growth. And so that's what we're about. With turnaround work, we have students who are looking for education as a way out. They're still first generation college students, so we have to teach them that hard work works. And so we have to be the ones to model that expectation. So thank you so much for watching this video. Remember to share, subscribe, like, and comment. I am reading the comments, and I appreciate each and every one of you for the things that you are telling me and calling me and giving me feedback. But give me feedback on the channel. So thank you so much for what you're doing. I am Otis Clayton, Dr. Otis Clayton, the turnaround principal, TP901. Have a great day.